Chapter 3. Aaron followed Master Whiteheart like a deer to the butcher. The master led him away from the party, down the silent halls. The eyes of the master's portraits followed their trek. At the end of the hall, they were met by one of the larger depictions of the man. It was framed in intricate gold plating, and nearly 8 feet tall, hung above the entrance to the library. It looked like something stolen from the palace, a style of art long out of fashion. Most portraits downplayed his scars, dulling their redness and turning them from view. But this picture dragged them to the light in violent contrast. Fresh blood dripped down his face. The flesh clawed open. Aaron touched his own face sympathetically. He couldn't imagine what brought the painting into existence, let alone what brought Master Whiteheart to hang it so prominently. In here. The master stopped in the doorway, motioning inside. Aaron moved tentatively past him. The hall emptied out into the master's private library. Shelves packed with books lined the walls between his portraits. A staircase curled up to a half-floor, where an overflow of books lay in stacks. The door clicked shut behind Aaron. "Did you see Nicky on the dance floor?" Master Whiteheart asked as he strode inside. "No, I haven't seen her around," Aaron replied softly. Sir," Aaron attempted to clear the dryness of his throat. "I shouldn't have taken the papers from your desk. I've never seen something like—" "You wanted to show it to Miss Deadwood, right?" Aaron lost the rest of his sentence, but his mouth remained open. He'd never mentioned Miss Deadwood to the master. "Perhaps it's something an elf could understand," Master Whiteheart prompted. "That's what you thought, no?" "How do you know about Tria?" "You think the last known elf would be something I'd miss?" He laughed at the thought. "I don't know if you've noticed, Arison, but I do draw a few immortals to my parties. A fascinating lot, don't you think?" "I suppose." Master Whiteheart motioned him along. He pulled out the chair to a small desk. "Sit," he instructed. Aaron did as asked, quietly taking the seat. It was rigid, leaving him stooped over the desk. An array of books lay on the surface, their covers unmarked and interiors bookmarked. The master shadowed him, looking down from above his shoulder. "Miss Deadwood likely wouldn't have been able to decipher those pages." "No?" Aaron craned his neck to see the master. He leaned over him, hands firm on the back of his chair. Master Whiteheart nodded toward the stack of books. "You should look through those. I've been meaning to get an immortal's opinion on the matter." I don't think I'd have much of an opinion." "How about you look first? Then we can talk about your friend and your thieving." Aaron stiffened, throat becoming dry once more. All right, sir." The pressure of the master's shadow moved him forward. He took up the first book in the pile. He opened its pages carefully, not daring to damage it while under the master's scrutiny. The interior was lined with the same text he'd seen in the letter. Margin to margin, it was incomprehensible characters. Aaron knitted his brows. "I'm sorry, I can't read this." "No?" Master Whiteheart bent over him, selecting a book lower in the pile. "What about this one?" The book was set in front of Aaron. At a glance, it was the same visual noise. As he went to speak, Master Whiteheart pointed him back to the pages. Upon closer look, the writing was familiar. He couldn't place it at first, but he began to see the similarities to his grandmother's writing, the looping forms, the light gesture of pen strokes. As he stared longer, meanings fell into place. The content was hard to put to words, like reading a sensation. He could feel the light of crystal halls, a cold breeze passing through. "So I was right," the master interrupted, shutting the book. "What is that?" Aaron asked as the master took up the text. "An artifact of sorts. Now, I think it's about time we were honest with one another. Or at least, you be honest with me." "Sir, I am. My fascination overcame me with the—" "Not even an exiled angel begs a human for employment. The moment you appeared, I knew there was more to it. I learned of your connection to Miss Deadwood, assumed correctly that she meant to spy, and then, well, the master grinned. I decided having an angel for a servant was worth a few paltry attempts at snooping. Pardon? Not even gods had the angels serve them. It's a dream of mine. I couldn't pass you up. The master laughed. And then finding out who you are, it only got better. What do you mean? Aaron gripped the edges of his seat. Your grandmother was the wind sage, correct? Aaron frowned. She is the wind sage. Not anymore. He bent closer to Aaron. She gave her powers to you. After her arrest, she selected you. Sir, you're making up a story. Am I? I may be filling in a few details, but most was pretty clear in your letters. Aaron's eyes widened. I'd never admit to something like that in my letters. Maybe not everything, Mr. Truewind. The master held up his book. Do you know what this is? Aaron watched quietly, but was too nervous to even shake his head. It's a draft of sorts, a notebook from one of the spirits. What you read is the language of the wind god, an unspeakable foundational language. It is one of the 7 used to write the world into order. He squeezed Aaron's shoulder. And do you know who can read it without practice? The wind sage, Aaron said. Good. I appreciate the honesty. Aaron fell silent, unable to remember words. He felt bodiless, a panic knocking him from his flesh. Please, he uttered. You can't share any of this. I'm not the one to worry about. The master stepped away from Aaron's chair. Mr. Truewind, secrecy isn't your strength. It's far from your nature. It never ends well for those that try and deny who they are. Sir, I'd love to be open about this, but I can't be. If you know about my grandmother, you must understand what would happen to her if this was uncovered. I know, he nodded. But you won't be able to hide it forever. Tell me, you have a vacation coming up. Miss Deadwood has scheduled some sort of meeting you are to attend, correct? Aaron watched Master Whiteheart as he began to pace. I'm taking that as a yes. He glanced back at Aaron. And Aaron, I do believe that after this, we won't be seeing one another for a long time. Pardon? I know what Miss Deadwood is planning, at least the beginnings of it. She's not as easy to unravel as you, though I'd expect as much, given who she is. Aaron grimaced. Who is she? Yes, Mr. Truewind. Consider for a second why the Shadow God would spare her life. He paused, giving Aaron only moments to consider. Miss Deadwood is his daughter. It was like a weight dropped down onto his lap. Aaron felt grayer, a surrealness to the world around him. Why should I trust you? You've spent more time with her recently. I'm sure you felt it. Your light slipping away. His attention fell to his fingers, the grayed skin buried beneath his rings. Are you all right? Master Whiteheart asked, the concerned tone out of character and off-putting. Who are you? Aaron looked up to the master. What business do you have in any of this? What did Tria want from you? You'd have to ask her that. Aaron frowned. He laughed back. I'm Lul. Lul? Aaron ran it through his mind. What does that mean? It's what those close to me call me, and should we ever cross paths again, I'd assume you would do the same. He turned back to Aaron, extending the book out to him. I think this would be safe in your hands. Aaron was startled, unable to reject the offer. It has been lovely having you at my service,